He's just 24 years old. But Nalin Haley, the son of former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations and former Republican presidential hopeful Nikki Haley, has suddenly become one of the most talked about young voices in American conservative politics. And this week, Nalin is making headlines for a fiery new stance, one that's angered immigrants, divided conservatives, and put his family's own history back in the spotlight. His message is blunt: end H-1B visas, stop all immigration, legal or illegal. In a recent interview with the UK-based outlet Unheard, Nalin Haley argued that the United States should halt all immigration, not just illegal border crossings, but even legal entry programs like H-1B work visas. Those visas are typically granted to highly skilled workers, many of them from India, the very country Nalin's grandfather emigrated from in 1969. I don't think we should just stop illegal immigration. I think we need to stop legal immigration too. My friend group from high school all graduated, great degrees from great schools. It's been a year and a half, and not one of them has a job. Not one. To him, that's proof that America should take care of its own before bringing in more foreign workers. But the remarks hit a nerve, not only because of their harsh tone, but because of who was saying them. Nalin comes from one of the most prominent Indian origin families in U.S. politics. His mother, Nikki Haley, has proudly highlighted her immigrant background throughout her career. Her parents came to America seeking opportunity, and she often tells that story on the campaign trail. Critics were quick to point out the irony: the grandson of an Indian immigrant now calling for a total immigration shutdown. Still, Nalin insists he's not being hypocritical, just realistic. He argues that America's current system no longer works for young people. Housing is unaffordable, job markets are saturated, and debt is rising. My parents bought their first house for $90,000, he told Unheard. That same house now costs $400,000. How can we compete? Nalin Haley has also adopted a strong America First tone, echoing Donald Trump's Make America Great Again movement. He's become increasingly vocal online, calling himself a pro-MAGA conservative and often clashing with figures within his own party. When biotech entrepreneur and fellow Indian origin Republican Vivek Ramaswamy urged the GOP to move beyond identity politics, Nalin fired back, calling Ramaswamy's message cringeworthy and insisting that religion and culture still matter deeply to the conservative base. And on immigration, his views have only hardened. He said the U.S. should end all foreign aid until every American has access to jobs, healthcare, and stable housing. His most controversial comments, however, weren't about policy, they were personal. No, I quite literally mean that. If you hate America, you shouldn't be in America. That statement, echoing language used in some of Trump's most polarizing speeches, immediately set off a storm online, drawing both praise from MAGA supporters and backlash from civil rights advocates. At just 24, Nalin Haley works in finance, but politically, he's positioning himself as part of a new generation of hardline conservatives. His critics call him hypocritical. His supporters say he's simply telling hard truths that the political elite won't touch. And while his mother, Nikki Haley, hasn't commented publicly on his remarks, observers note the delicate position she's in, running a national campaign built on her immigrant story, even as her son calls for shutting America's doors.
I come here today with a vision of that future. I see a strong America full of opportunity that lifts up everyone, not just a select few. I see a proud America, confident in who we are and what we stand for. And I see America leading the world in freedom and in peace. But this vision isn't just mine. It's the core of our nation's history. And it called to my parents over 50 years ago. I am the proud daughter of Indian immigrants, and I am blessed that they are here today. My parents left India in search of a better life. They found it in Bamberg, South Carolina. Population 2,500. Our little town came to love us. Our little town came to love us, but it wasn't always easy. We were the only Indian family. Nobody knew who we were, what we were, or why we were there. But my parents knew. And every day they reminded my brothers and my sister that even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America. They were right then, and they're right now. My parents came to a country that was gaining strength and growing in confidence. But that was then. Now America is falling behind. Our future is slipping. Our leaders are failing us. And no one embodies that failure more than Joe Biden. Right now, in the greatest country in human history, we have too many families paying too much for groceries. Too many mothers searching frantically for baby formula, and too many children who are so far behind in the classroom they may never get ahead. We have too many small businesses who can't afford rent, and too many big businesses getting taxpayer bailouts. We have too much crime on our streets, too many drugs flooding our cities, and too few police and border patrol. And from Joe Biden on down, our leaders put too much trust in big government and too little trust in the American people. They have us spiraling towards socialism with a new $1 trillion spending bill every few months and a national debt over $30 trillion. This is not the America that called to my parents. And make no mistake, this is not the America I will leave to my children.